أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I am Professor Hamidullah Marazi. I am teaching in the Central University of Kashmir at Department of Religious Studies. And before that, I was in Department of Islamic Studies, University of Kashmir, and I taught there for about 20 years, more than 20 years. So this time I am teaching in Central University Kashmir, and my specialization is comparative religions, philosophies, and especially epistemology, that is theory of knowledge. Today I'll be talking about integration of knowledge. So how we can integrate knowledge with values, how science, philosophy, social sciences, humanities can be integrated with spiritual ethos, moral values, and some such type of teachings which are found in religion and also in spirituality and philosophical traditions, cultural traditions of different communities. And when we talk about integration of knowledge in the context of Islam, this is a movement which was started in USA by Professor Ismail Raji Faruqi and his friends and his colleagues. And now it has become a full-fledged movement worldwide. And there is a triple IIT, that is International Institute of Islamic Thought, that is the think tank in a sense, and that institute is sponsoring such type of projects for integration of knowledge, which was earlier known as Islamization of knowledge. Now it has been given the name of integration of knowledge. So basic purpose behind this integration of knowledge is that we should use all the available avenues of knowledge in modern science, in most cases, also in philosophy, as we have logical positivism. We have empirical, logical, and other such type of philosophies which are very much common, positivism especially. And then we have pragmatism, utilitarianism, we have existentialism, naturalism. But in those all kinds of philosophy, we are using only one method of knowledge, that is sense perception. But in integration of knowledge, we want to utilize all the sources of knowledge like sense perception, reason, intuition, and revelation. And secondly, we have to also see the divine books, scriptures, where from we can get some guidelines for our life, for our knowledge about the universe, about the origin of human beings and end of the universe, and the purpose of human beings. What is the purpose of our coming over here on earth? Why God has created this universe? And what are the basic duties of a human being? How he can make this world a better place to live in? How knowledge can serve the better purpose of vibrancy? And how we can work for unity of knowledge, unity of life, and a unity of human beings. So this is there's a very, very brief introduction of this integration of knowledge movement.
So maybe what do we need to know about this integration of knowledge itself?
Because as we know that in modern times, science has been made a rudderless phenomenon. Science has no objective, no aim. It is creating problems for human beings. On one hand, science has made our life very easier, but on the other hand, it has created problems also for human beings. So as we know that the pesticide and other such type of things are colliding, and mass destructive weapons which have been created by science and technology. And then environmental pollution is taking place, environmental ecological crisis is taking place. Who can control these all crises? So modern science is not able to control these all problems, and there are many challenges before science. But science, the philosophy of science, that is positivism, it does not look beyond the sense perception and the sensory knowledge. It does not believe in the traditional ways of looking towards the universe as the creation of God. They are just looking towards the creations for exploitation. They want to conquer the nature. They want to conquer the rivers. They want to conquer oceans and all the phenomena of the universe for different type of utilitarian or hedonistic purposes. And there is no higher purpose behind modern science. So this we are just leaving for the worldly gains, and for the reason science has become value neutral in modern times. It has no values in that sense, because positivism can't give you values. Values could come from religion. Values could come from philosophy. Values could come from poetry, literature. But when you talk only about sense perception, logical positivists, they denied all metaphysical categories. They said we have to eliminate metaphysics. And then they say whatever is verifiable, that is only true. If any sentence is being used for ethical purposes or for religious purposes, so if it is connotations and denotations are possible, then we can believe in that thing. Otherwise, we believe those all statements nonsensical without meaning, which are not verifiable practically. So, and then positivism already had said that first stage was of theological stage, as Auguste Comte had said. Second stage is philosophical stage, metaphysical stage, and third is positivistic stage. Now science will decide about everything. Now there is no role of philosophy. There is no role for theology or religion. And if there is any philosophy, that is philosophy of science, which is known as scienticism. So it means that we need this philosophy nowadays. We need this integration of knowledge project and movement, so that we may integrate this science, which has become rudderless, which has become neutral, with values. And those values can come from religion, and especially in the case of Islam. Islam gives us a complete scheme of life through Tawheed. And the concept of Khilafah is there. Concept of Ibadah is there. Concept of Amana is there. And concept of humanity is there. So these all things can be integrated through this philosophy of integration of knowledge. So we need this philosophy because of that reason.
Thank you so much for the answer. And in the class of the questions, so what is the difference between integration of knowledge in this topic with the other perspective of knowledge itself?
Yeah, as I have already mentioned, so all the perspectives of knowledge we have nowadays, they are leading us to no conclusion. And our life is not becoming better. In one way, it is becoming better. So the worldly comforts we are getting. For example, we have mobile, we have TV, we have now aeroplanes, we have so many scientific gadgets nowadays. But we are not becoming better human beings. A lot of problems are taking place worldwide. The strong nations are trying to, plunder the resources of weak nations. And there are some powers who want to control everything, all the resources of the poor nations. And there is conflict between East and West. There are the theories like clash of civilization. Huntington has propounded those theories. And in this mosaic situation, we need an integrated approach to science and knowledge and everything. Otherwise, there will be unipolar world, and there will be difference between East and West, religion and science, philosophy and religion. So this integration of knowledge perspective is integrating all aspects. For example, it is integrating this universe with wahi, that is revelation. So far, people have been relying only on sense perception, or on reason, or on intuition. But this perspective brings revelation back. What is revelation? The books of God, scriptures, prophetic teachings. So which can guide human beings in all aspects of life. Because this approach to knowledge has helped Muslims to become a great civilization. And we had great